I'd say between $80,000 and $100,000.
That's a superb diamond. Canary yellow. It's not just any yellow, that one. It's a very, very rare stone. This kind of stone often comes from South Africa or Botswana.
We buy Russian diamonds, we buy African diamonds, we buy Australian diamonds, we buy a few South American diamonds, some Canadian, a bit of everything. In Russia, they're very, very white. It's a big advantage. When they're white, they're very white.
The yellow ones usually lose value, but with an intense yellow, they can be more valuable than the white ones. Value of around $80,000 to $100,000 per carat. So if you have a stone of 28 carats, that makes about $1,800,000.
So we should try not to drop it.
Right. The slightest chip would be very expensive. Oops. For sure.
Someone said to me, "You want to see the world of diamonds? Go to Antwerp. You'll see diamond globalization." Antwerp is today the world's diamond capital. 70% of the planet's rough diamonds, $12 billion. The market is essentially restricted to just 3 video-surveilled streets, with 1,500 companies and 35,000 people. The area's historic diamond workers, the Jews, now live alongside their competitors, Chinese, Russian, and above all Indian, increasingly present on the diamond market. Wars in Africa have seriously tarnished diamond's reputation and led to various international certification procedures. Here, it's a clean business, under control. One major diamond group. The diamonds arrive rough, they're sent away to be cut, and return here to be sold. Robbie runs the group with his brothers. He specializes in small stones, the mainstay of the market.
My father died in '69. He had 4 children, 4 boys, and all 4 have gone into diamonds. Now, there's a second generation, or rather a 4th generation, because my brother's children have come into the business, and sons-in-law too. It's really a family affair.
In the early 1950s, the family was in Beirut, on the trade route of diamonds sent by Lebanese traders in Africa. Robbie's father bought some and sold them in Antwerp. That's how the business began. But life for Jews in an Arab country was untenable. In 1958, the family settled in Antwerp. Robbie was just 2 years old.
We were really traders, as they say. Merchants, Phoenicians, a bit Lebanese. We were trading in the buying and selling of cut diamonds. We weren't manufacturing, we got supplies from other manufacturers, either in Antwerp or in Israel.
After more than 30 years in the business, Robbie is a privileged witness to the changes in the Antwerp diamond world.
When a cutter looked at a rough stone, he used his own intuition and experience. But today there are these 3-dimensional machines that tell you everything. It's much more technical today. There are still about 150 or 200 cutters, I would say. Back then there were many more. They talked about 3,000 to 5,000 cutters outside Antwerp in the Campine region, as it's called, the Campine.
Thanks to their cutting-edge technology, certain companies have resisted the trend to delocalize the diamond cutting to countries where labor is cheap. But they deal essentially in large stones where the cost of manpower is of little importance. The key is to lose as little of the raw material as possible, The average is between 50 and 60%. Here, they limit it to 40%. With ultra-fast, vibration-free polishing machines and laser cutting devices, the science is an art, or vice versa. The big plus is being able to simulate what can be done with a diamond that has an impurity or an inclusion. Here they have their own in-house software, and it's top secret. A girl's best friend, sang Marilyn, are diamonds, but not necessarily a big rock. Robbie's customers may be supermarket retailers, major gem dealers, or small-time jewelers. The market covers every sector.
The bulk of the market is still jewelers. The mass market is jewelry stores. Be it high quality, standard quality, or low quality, it's still jewelers. Today you have the big names, like in the Place Vendôme with Cartier and Van Cleef. Their turnover is jewelry. The big retail chains in France, like Carrefour, Leclerc, Auchan, they sell jewelry. Your basic jewelry business. Low-quality jewelry is sold all over the world. Even with one stone or two stones, the advertising will say it's diamonds, but they're very cheap. They may sell for 49 or 50 euros, very cheap, but they're almost sand, I would say.
When they buy rough diamonds here, they're not for manufacturing common or garden jewelry, they're for reselling. A new shipment has just arrived.
Is that rough?
This is rough. It comes out of the mine like this. There's everything in there. There are white stones, black, brown, yellow. There are nice stones and bad stones, and pretty much every size. These are 2 stones per carat. These are 12 or 13 stones per carat, you see? And these are smaller. It's the same material. There's about $1 million worth of merchandise, more or less.
More or less?
We prefer more rather than less.
Do you know how much you'll sell them for?
Not exactly.
Not exactly?
Obviously, we've estimated the value based on the potential customers we might have.
Just over $1 million.
Of course, we sell them for more than $1 million. We're not doing this just because we like the mine owner's face. I've left a stone there.
Finders keepers.
The diamond market is high risk. The merchandise is expensive and it's very closely scrutinized. Today the buyers are Hasidic Jews and Indians from Surat, the world's cutting capital.
Now markets go down and you are talking at the same price.
You understand? If I send you now for this price, I cannot replace again.
But
so I will send you one time, and then just to get a good price, I can give you.
But if my client buys this price, they cannot come again to you also.
No problem.
I buy everything. I don't say I buy 1-2 parcel. But
how much you see everything? I'm asking you 80. Where are you?
I see because I see my client something around $60.
$60.
Something around $60. I don't say offer because don't cage me. I go up for the client.
No, at $60 I cannot take you off.
I don't give the offer. It's around 60. I don't say 60.
I don't think I'm asking a price too far from reality. I hope they won't let the opportunity go by. The originals you saw in the bags, once they're sorted, we have merchandise which is worth practically nothing. The brown merchandise, which is worth a bit more, the white merchandise with slightly irregular models, which are naturally worth still more, and other white merchandise with nice round white stones.
Worth more again?
Worth more again. There are other models to be sawn which are generally not for the Indians, but which are generally for Chinese customers or for ourselves, for our manufacturing requirements. We mainly concentrate on the cheaper merchandise, the markets where there's only one stone to cut. So there's an average price. This is merchandise which isn't worth more than $10, and this is merchandise that can reach $150. So we present an average price. We might offer the stones at $150. After that, we see if they reach that price or not.
This megalopolis of 20 million souls is Bombay, or Mumbai, the financial capital of the world's third largest economic power. In these suitcases, diamonds arrive from around the world. India has today cornered the cutting market, dealing with more than 3/4 of all diamonds. The cutting takes place in Surat, further north, but the business center is here in Mumbai.
Here it's only trading. All the shipments of rough diamonds come from Belgium or Africa or Russia, wherever. They come here, they're processed here, and then shipped everything to Surat for manufacturing. And then everything from Surat is shipped again to Bombay and then processed here, either sold to the local markets or re-exported to overseas markets, you know. But all the international clients that come to India for diamonds, they come here. Everybody who lands, wants to buy a diamond, they will have to come here.
Bablu runs the Tashi office in Mumbai, a sales center and an observatory of a changing market. He's 41 years old and has been in the diamond trade since he was a boy.
My father, he moved me and my brother to Bombay to learn diamonds, and then my brother moved to America to open an office for us, sales office for my family. I did not study so much. I mean, you know, I came at the age of 15. I started to work with my father, with my uncle over here. So, and then I stayed here for a few years, and I went to America with my brother. And then from America, I went to Hong Kong. Then I stayed in Bangkok. I stayed in Belgium. In Belgium, I stayed for 14 years.
Like in Antwerp, the diamond merchants are gathered in one neighborhood. Like in Antwerp, or almost.
These are all small traders or brokers or people who are dealing with the goods. This is all full of those people. And if you put together all the values, they still take few $1 million a week is being traded over here. I mean, they do not have any expenses. Everything is done with mobile, word, and trust. There's no really a computer, or there is no really a authentic invoice to make the business, you know. Everything is on word, and people know each other, they trust each other. Everything is done on a trust basis, you know.
Oh, hello, how are you?
Fine, and you?
I'm looking for a 7-carat stone. Have you got one?
What type?
7 carats. JIXX.
Yes, I have that. Not here in Antwerp.
Well, take my number.
I'm listening.
912-116100. Manoj.
Manoj, okay.
We met at Vinit's.
Who?
At Vinit's house.
Oh, right, I remember.
That's why I stopped you.
Okay, no problem.
Show the diamonds. Show them.
Is it good business?
Yes, but there are too many people.
You see the business happening over there?
Business is done in the street and preparation in the office. Although the term office is relative.
They're friends. I'll vouch for them.
So they're just doing a trading over here. Small trading office in this, 6 people inside. And there is like
There's one behind you.
there's one here behind you, also same size. There is one here. There is one here on this side, and there's one on that side. So in this space, there are six of them. This small place, it's $500 a month.
I am broker.
Okay. And you buy,
Not only brokerage.
it means
Someone buy and someone sell. I am only commission. Take commission.
do you think they have a good business?
They survive. They live far away. They make their monthly expenses. They grow up their children. They have a decent family, a decent job. You know, this kind of a small office, he can make at least $100,000 a month business total turnover. So over there, even if he makes $2,000-3,000 a month, it's good enough, good money for him. You know, to live here in India for the standard, it's okay. $2,000 a month also is a lot of money. I still love this business. You get to deal with elite and the masses, you know, a very wide combination where not many businesses are involved in both directions, you know, from the top level to the bottom.
In India, with 1 billion inhabitants, the mass market is gigantic, largely due to the marriage culture, engagements, weddings and the like.
It's like a father when the daughter is born in the house. From that day, he starts thinking that she will get married. So he works for the time, he works to save some money or to make small things, the jewelry that he wants to give over a period. He spends his lifetime to prepare himself to give his daughter jewelry, clothes, a good wedding reception, dinner to when she gets married. So it's part of the culture that we have, and jewelry it plays a very big role inside.
It's dawn at Mumbai Central Station, the beginning of the monsoon season, and families have come to take shelter. With Bablu back at work, my guide now is his cousin Mehul, aged 25, like a fish in water in the diamond business. He too started at an early age. Trained in situ, he finally joined his brother, for whom he is now acting as sales manager. In Mumbai, as in Antwerp, the family is important. I leave Mumbai for the world's diamond cutting centre, Surat, in the state of Gujarat. Why here? Labour is abundant and cheap, and the local government has favoured the business through various measures. Industry is vital in a country where the land is often flooded by monsoon rains and where shanty towns abound. Unbelievable as it sounds, there are 2,000 diamond cutting works in Surat. This is one of them, and here's the managing director.
Before 15 years ago, those kind of only wheels are there. Just now also we are using, but certain very making a window only, not any kind of polishing. To see the diamond inside, that kind of only we use it. But before, it's only title. Then the second generation is this wheel, and now the third generation is here. It's totally fully automatic wheel. Like if you can come in 2-3 days, you are also going to polish a diamond.
Modernization is done gradually, but nothing is ever thrown out if it still works, especially for small-scale operations. I next visit one of Surat's more modern cutting works. It's clean and air-conditioned. Workers' overalls are replaced by an executive look. The atmosphere is American, and computers are everywhere. Proof that the Indian cutters are not complacent about a market won by cheap labor. Technology is also used for quality control. I'm shown a diamond that has come back from a cutter. There are two stones, one expensive, one cheaper. A cutter hoping to make a profit can sometimes replace the smaller stone with the waste of a lesser diamond. It happens, but here the guilty party can easily be found. A barcode accompanies each stone. But according to Rahul, the manager of Venus, such ploys are really not worth it.
If any one of them steals a diamond, almost instantly in the industry there's going to be news. So, okay, Mr. So-and-so, he was caught stealing a diamond from this factory. So all the diamond manufacturers around, they will come to know of it, and this guy can never get a job in the diamond company again. So that is too big a risk to steal such a small stone.
He adds that people are well paid here, which limits temptations. $800 to $1,000 a month, more than twice the average. I'd like to believe him, but what about the cheap labor that has led to considerable offshoring? In the heart of the world's third largest economy, diamond cutting is not their only ambition.
We've had this discussion a lot of times with our boss, and he has this dream to see Surat becoming the largest trading center also, along with being the largest manufacturing center of diamonds. So yes, definitely we are looking at Surat becoming the next Antwerp or London probably, who knows.
But the reality of Surat is far removed from the antiseptic world of Venus and its dreams of dominance. Witness the switch market. It is here, Mehul tells me, that one can find the cheapest diamonds in the world.
Can I see those?
Good diamonds?
Yes, but uncut, not finished.
Yes, you're being filmed with me.
No, polished but not finished. Incomplete. Because it is the...
With pieces of diamonds switched in cutting workshops, 2,000 suppliers and 10,000 people a day, it's a market for tolerated theft, with numbered places. But of course, there are no authenticity certificates, and we're a long way from the international agreements that regulate the diamond industry in order to avoid trade being infected by African blood diamonds.
$70, is that it?
It's top quality.
$70. He is selling them for $70.
77. Hang on, I'll calculate it. On a basis of 45, that makes 77. Come on, name your price. What are you offering?
Mehul doesn't buy anything, and not because of the absence of certificates. If you don't personally know the seller here, you know nothing. But he's seen what he wants, and his contacts in Surat will deal with it.
From where the stones are coming?
I cannot answer that, even he cannot answer that. Some people are genuine traders, some people, they buy from the factories, the rejection, and small, they manufacture small, and some, as you know, it's the... Some...
I can't say too much. Otherwise, we're in trouble.
Later, I'm told that everything goes on here. Theft and smuggling, no doubt some war diamonds. Everything that defies official trade practices. This man works in a whole other world. Every month, he visits De Beers in London for a site.
The syndicate, what we call the syndicate, which is in fact De Beers, and we call them the syndicate because they controlled 80% of worldwide production. They're going to present the merchandise they want to sell to us. And so, we're going to see what's been selected this month, and what the prices are like, if it's worth buying or not.
Jackie represents his family as an authorized buyer with De Beers. For some 200 years, the grand English firm has grown rich from its South African mines. It now faces stiff competition, notably from the Russians, but remains the world's leading mining company, $10 million worth of rough diamonds per year. Its prestigious position enables it to continue its traditional selling methods. De Beers London is still the inner sanctum of the world's diamond trade. Not everyone can become a buyer here. Personal relations were previously vital here, but today De Beers has become the diamond trade company, and candidates are selected on merit. There were 150 before, today barely 80.
We have to put them in order, obviously. Everything's a bit mixed up. 86, 85... There. So we have the whole range, in fact, from small ones to bigger stones. It's not going to stop, obviously. That'll be South Africa. Hello? Yes, Ilan. Fine. Are you already at the site?
The sites, or site sales, are not only held in London. The family is authorized by De Beers to buy in South Africa, Namibia and Botswana. As the sites take place simultaneously, they need to coordinate their purchases.
No, they were a bit under 1,700. Yes, below 1,700. They've gone up to 1,732. OK, well, get at least half a box full and then concentrate on the 5 to 10s and the 10 to 15s.
A site sale involves a whole day of examining diamonds. By evaluating what potential a certain diamond can offer, one can estimate a sale price, and therefore the price to pay to buy it.
This stone is worth about $50,000, in the rough, obviously. And it'll give 2 stones, which we'd hope to sell together for more than $50,000. If we look at this lot here, the big stones that are here, that's $1 million. A collection worth $1 million. And we have to decide if we invest in that or not. It's impossible to say if the site is good or not at this stage. It's only at the end of the day that we'll know what we want to buy, what's good and what's too expensive.
One age-old rule imposed by the De Beers syndicate has not changed. The prices are non-negotiable. But in recent years, the system has become more flexible. Previously, refusing a site could lead to being suspended, but today a small amount can be rejected, but no more than 30%.
Everything that's been presented today, which means what we ask for in advance and what we ask for afterwards, is in these sachets here and these boxes, some of which we haven't opened. There's about $10 million on the table.
In 2008, the sites were worth $6 billion of diamonds. The De Beers authorized buyers are not complaining. The system ensures a regular supply. They can plan their production schedules and satisfy their jeweler customers, who also benefit from regular and pertinent deliveries. The De Beers company has a rosy future, and has successfully stabilized its dominant position. Who said that capitalism liked competition? The supply of rough diamonds is the key. Even during times of crisis, the intermediaries need to replenish their stocks. And keeping the cutting works supplied and able to keep ticking over is the vocation of this office in Antwerp.
We have to be careful because there's a sort of rainbow inside.
Which could complicate things?
If there's tension in the stone, it can split during the cutting. An inclusion inside which can spread through the whole stone.
And what happens when a stone splits?
We cry. There's nothing to be done.
You can make two stones?
If it's possible, yes, but generally the stone's almost worthless.
There can't be many broken stones. Raymond's turnover here is some $200 million. He too is an authorized beers buyer, a site holder. Raymond is in charge of the Antwerp office of Cristal, a huge diamond cutting concern based in Smolensk in Russia. Smolensk. The 300,000 inhabitants may flaunt their quality of life, but like everywhere in Russia, the biggest problem is unemployment. The diamond factory is therefore very important, 3,500 jobs. But why here? It was a state decision in the 1970s to create jobs. The stones are brought here to be cut from mines in Siberia. Workers arrive at the Cristal factory. A globe indicates the firm's presence around the world. They want their share of the global market, but in their own way, as the worker hero Soviet-style frescoes suggest.
Cristal is just a dream. It's very prestigious. It's very interesting. I'm lucky. Some families, and mother and father and their children, working here for a long time. It's very interesting.
Alla is 24. She works on the internal magazine for this archetypal Russian factory, a marriage of heavy machinery and working-class aristocracy.
What does your work consist of?
I study the diamond's internal structure to locate the inclusions very precisely. So I determine the value of the diamond, and I decide where it goes, either for industry or jewelry.
Are these the stones you usually work with?
No. We work with stones of more than 5 carats. But these are only 340, a lesser caliber.
And usually?
Usually, they're between 5 and 10.
They're usually bigger.
Yes.
The rule here is generally not to say very much, so I'm surprised to overhear a conversation between Alla and a cutter who is complaining about the quality of the stones he's working on. Basically, everything's going downhill.
We usually receive diamonds with a rough mass of more than 5 carats. We can say that stones of 3 carats represent raw material of bad quality. You see this stone? They're asking me to work with that. To make a comparison, it's as if we were transporting a little 10-kilo package on a huge tractor for 100 kilometers. 35 years. I've been working here for 35 years and find myself working with that. It's like starting all over again. It's very disappointing.
His story symbolizes the history of Russian diamonds, as told to me later off the record. Previously, a state mining company supplied Cristal with high-quality diamonds. The interests of the seller and the buyer being different, relations between Cristal and Alrosa, the mining conglomerate, became strained. Even worse, in order not to lower its prices, like its competitors, Alrosa prefers selling its production to the Russian finance ministry. Diamonds from the world's second biggest mining company no longer come to Smolensk. Rather than providing jobs here, the Russian dream now is perhaps to become the world's #1 diamond producer. We head for the headquarters of Alrosa, the state diamond company which extracts 20% of the world's diamonds, worth $6 billion every year. Months of bureaucratic muddling prevent me from getting a fill permit, both here and at the mine that makes Russia the world's #2 producer, Mirny, one of the biggest mines on the planet in Yakutia. The crisis here has led to social unrest and the creation of a miners' union. Its leader was arrested and imprisoned for a clearly imaginary drug offense. The Russian authorities still refuse to open the doors here. Our second Moscow visit is to the Gokran, the finance ministry's diamond and jewel reserve. Here too, it's forbidden to film. Here lie the stocks that the state continues to buy from Alrosa. $3 billion, $6 billion or more, waiting no doubt for prices to rise before being put on the market. With official doors being closed, I decide to go and see some of the famed Russian diamonds from Alrosa's favorite source, Yakutia.
During the 90s, I was vice president of the company that set up diamond cutting works. We created 16 such companies in Yakutia. After that, I went to work in Moscow with the president of Alrosa. It was at that time that I set up my own business. The jewelry business in Russia, and specifically in Moscow, is very difficult. Very difficult and very expensive.
Svetlana is Yakut, and certainly looks it. She has a store called Yakut Diamonds in a Moscow shopping center. Her marketing technique is original. Customers choose the diamond and the jewelry it will be set in separately.
In Russia, the customs duties are terribly expensive. In order to pay less taxes, I only buy from abroad the settings without stones, quite cheaply, $200 or $300. The diamonds cost between $8,000 and $10,000. So as I pay the official taxes only on the settings, after the assembly, I have a final product that makes a good profit.
With her Yakut roots and networks on one hand, and good relations with Alrosa on the other, she was an executive there, Svetlana is doing quite nicely in a business burdened by taxes and complex regulations.
99% of my diamonds come from Alrosa. There are other small companies like Nizhny Lenskoye or Norbai Roz, but they produce only very small quantities. Alrosa is a monster.
Svetlana deals in Yakut diamonds in her own way. She knows people and gets her suppliers at the source, negotiating prices. The Russian state make no attempt to favor a domestic market, but seeks to sell rough diamonds on the international market, preferably speculating on rising prices. A few blocks away, we see a rather different, more affluent Moscow. This former state store from Soviet days has been revamped and now belongs to a chain of jewelry shops. The managing director is Sergei, 50-something, with a degree in international law and economy.
The cost of the ring is 3,350,000 rubles. It means more than $100,000.
I ask him if it's possible to deal in diamonds in Russia in a completely legal manner.
If you don't import anything, it is possible. It is possible. I don't import anything because I know.
But if you import,
it's almost.
You different about it.
I think so. I think so. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. But the system is not transparent.
That evening, I'm told about the Altin affair, a well-known chain of jewelers which was offering considerable discounts. All its managers have just been arrested and risk heavy penalties for fraud and smuggling. The next day, in the outskirts of Moscow, Svetlana is presenting her wares at a trade show. She comments on the Altin affair.
What's happened with Altin doesn't surprise me. Everyone knew they were smuggling. There are many similar cases in Moscow. I've come across this kind of situation myself. The Secret Service came to check on me, causing a great commotion and disturbance. It cost me a lot of money in bribes, but it was all sorted out. In Russia, there are a lot of people who break the law. It's impossible to respect it 100%. Our laws are badly made.
Do you have any silver jewelry?
Yes, with tigers. Tigers here.
Oh, what is it?
Next year is the year of the tiger, madam, so it's very important to have jewelry with tigers. There are brooches and bracelets.
Can you handle this?
Connoisseurs know that Yakut diamonds are the best, and all Russian diamonds come from Yakutia. Our diamonds are not the object of odd beliefs. They are pure, they don't contain any negative energy. Do you know why they are pure? It's because the layer of frozen earth in Yakutia is very thick. 300 meters. It's applied great pressure to the diamonds as they have formed. And as diamonds are formed very slowly, the pressure meant the inclusions were eliminated.
One young jeweler has a rather different view. He imports jewelry made in Italy or Germany, using African diamonds cut in India or China.
We had perfect diamonds, but in time of Soviet Union, and now the Russia tried to maintain they maintain this opinion about the Russian diamonds. So, you know, it's just like a Russian vodka. Well, the Finland vodka is also not worse than Russian, but that it's the stereotype of the people that the Russian vodka is the best vodka in the world. Well, Alrosa, of course, they will say that Russian diamonds is the best diamond in the world. We prefer to use, well, African diamonds.
And so we head for Africa, to Botswana, a democracy with an original mixed economy, a 50-50 deal with De Beers, with the priority set on profits in terms of employment opportunities. "200 kilometers and soon a clean diamond mine, far removed from the world of blood diamonds. A sanctuary in a continent where diamonds are often synonymous with slavery and warlords. Jwaneng. My quest for the source is almost over. I'm about to discover the world's biggest open-cast mine. It represents 10% of the world's diamond production, 50% of Botswana's, almost 80 kilos of diamonds a day. Everything starts with the mining. Like in Siberia, explosive charges blow up the kimberlite, the semi-decomposed volcanic rock which contains the diamonds. Since mining began here in 1982, successive explosions have carved out a truly immense crater. The whole operation is directed from the control tower by mining engineers like 32-year-old Segolam. A graduate of Botswana University, he's been at Jwaneng for 4 years. Like most people here, he has a comfortable salary for Botswana, almost $2,000 a month. Down below is the kimberlite. Are the drivers aware that they're driving over diamonds? The trucks dump their loads. The crushing is the first step in the process of separating the diamonds from the kimberlite.
It's always going on like this for 24 hours. We never stop our operation. Every day for 24 hours, all the year round. Until when? Until the end of the life of the mine.
De Beers have always worked in a highly intensive fashion. At this infernal rate, there's only 20 years of mining left.
It's very, very important to continue finding diamonds if possible. Currently, we are planning to go deeper and expand the pit in order to carry our mining throughout the next maybe 10 years. Then that's when we can think of going underground if we need to go underground. Or else we can find another plan of expanding the pit again if it's necessary. It will depend on the economics part of it.
Further along, it's as if a huge factory is operating by itself. The 3,000 mine employees barely meet one another. They work shifts round the clock, and the treatment network covers tens of kilometers. At the end of the process is what's known as the aquarium. The final separation of the diamonds is done entirely automatically. Secrets are well kept here. Only the official archives keep records. Like a pipeline running through a desert, a conveyor belt carries away the waste. The crushed rubble shines, and I ask George, the process engineer, if I might find diamonds among the kimberlite dust and dirt.
Diamond should be captured or should be recovered in the DMS plant, and whatever comes here should be free of diamonds. or is free of diamonds, actually.
But
Yeah.
if I go there, maybe if I am lucky, I will find a small diamond. No?
Yeah, if you are lucky. Yeah, well, if you are so lucky that when a diamond was missed in the DMS and by chance you are standing there and you pick it, yeah. But it will be 1 in a million time. It wouldn't. It's not something that really you'd expect to happen. It's not. It shouldn't happen that way anyway. Because, well, in the DMS we've got so many other systems that tries to make sure that we don't lose diamonds. Yeah. If there are diamonds as a metallurgist, I lose my job because diamonds should not come here. Yeah.
Diamonds here serve to provide work for the locals. After the miners, there are the sorters at DTC Botswana. De Beers commercializes the products, and the state takes 10% of sales revenues. Diamonds represent 35% of the country's GDP and 70% of its currency reserves. But there is no market here. Botswana's diamonds are not destined for its inhabitants. They're heading elsewhere. For example, to this middle-class shopping centre in London, where De Beers have opened a store, and where in just 22 seconds, the secrets of a glittering diamond are revealed to the public. Diamonds are becoming an economy like any other, but it's perhaps the end of a dream.